Scrappy, give us a chance. Don't look at your watch, Dr. Jim. It's early yet.
I just have time to shower and catch my train.
There are trains tonight. There are lots of trains tomorrow.
Well, I'll try to come up again in a few weeks. That dog could play with the Boston Celtics.
Oh, Captain, really. It's not shocking in the least. If people are going to talk about me, it's not going to be about this. You seem to forget that you've been dead for over 100 years. It's perfectly all right for women to wear slacks into town. As a matter of fact, I find it... Hi, Dr. Jim.
He can neither see nor hear me unless I wish it.
I was just thinking out a story.
Oh, were you, Carolyn? Actually, I've heard you talking to yourself many times this weekend, dear.
Well, don't you ever talk to yourself when you have a problem?
I don't talk to men who have been dead over 100 years.
That, doctor, is your loss.
Stay out of this.
I don't mean to meddle, my dear.
Oh, I know you don't, Dr. Jim.
Perhaps it's just because you're so isolated up here. Carolyn, there's a man in Philadelphia that you should discuss this with. McNally is his name. Absolutely tops in his field.
What field?
Psychiatry.
Psychiatry?
Dr. Jim thinks you're balmy.
As a favor to me, Carolyn, won't you have a chat with Dr. McNally?
Isn't Philadelphia a bit far to go just for a chat?
Please give it some thought, will you, dear?
Dr. Jim is a bit of a worrier.
Dr. Jim's been our family doctor and friend for years. Maybe he's right. Normal people don't see ghosts.
Come, madam, don't be absurd. You're just as normal as I am.
What did you say? As normal as you.
All right, then. This Captain Daniel Gregg, is there any particular time of the day that you think you see him?
He appears at all hours.
When you're alone?
Not always. He was in the same room with Dr. Jim. That's Dr. Mead and me.
Is it possible he appears when subconsciously you'd like him to, and that he says things that you can't say yourself?
No, I don't think so.
Most of us are victims of delusion at one time or another.
Yes, I realize that. That's why I'm here.
Mrs. Muir, living at Gull Cottage, you're surrounded by the memorabilia of an extraordinary man. You have an active writer's imagination. It's not hard to understand why the captain comes to life for you.
What do I do?
What do you want to do?
Well, if I've created him, I guess I want to uncreate him.
Right. Now, every time you think you see him, remind yourself that you're just seeing a figment of your own imagination.
I'll try.
Good. You can call me at any time. I'm here to help.
Oh, if Dr. Mead should call,
Anything said in this office is privileged information. And Mrs. Muir, you must get out more often. Masculine companionship will help. Contemporary, of course.
Of course.
Bye.
Thanks for the lift, Claymore. Hey. Hi.
We miss you.
I missed you, too.
It rained today. Captain Greg didn't do it. It rained by itself.
Don't be too sure.
You're absolutely right, and I'm proud of you.
Why?
Oh, for knowing that it rained by itself.
It sometimes does. It always does.
Kids, what do they know?
Mom's home.
Hi,
Well,
Martha.
did you get your business all straightened out in Philadelphia?
Yes, I think so.
Good. Children, go wash up. We'll be eating very soon.
Oh, Claymore, how about staying for dinner?
No, thank you, not tonight.
Now, if you're nervous about anything, I can assure you there's no reason to be.
You want me to take these upstairs for you, Mrs. Muir?
I think I can handle it, Claymore.
Oh, can you? You sure now?
Yes, thanks for everything.
Thank you for everything. Bye.
Bye. I'll have dinner on the table in a few minutes.
Fine, I'll be right down.
Welcome home, dear lady.
There's no one there.
I must confess, it's been a cold ship with you gone.
You don't exist. You're only a figment of my imagination.
Am I?
Yes. I don't hear you, and I don't see you.
Have you suddenly taken leave of your senses?
Don't shout.
What does it matter? You just said you don't hear me.
That's right. I don't hear you, so there's no one there.
Then who is here?
No one. I only think I see you because I'm a lonely writer. Excuse me. You're not there. You're not there. Go away.
Oh, very well, madam. Good day.
Dr. McNally was right. It was a delusion. I'll never see him again.
You will if you want to.
You're not there. You're not there.
Oh, blast.
You're not there.
I'm finished.
Oh, that's very good. You want to go up and start your bath?
Okay. Mom? What's this word?
Instructor. That means, teacher.
Captain Greg's teaching me how to harpoon whales.
Jonathan, remember when you believed in, Peter Pan and the Tooth Fairy?
Yes.
And then when you grew older, you realized that they were only imaginary?
But Captain Greg's real.
No, he's not. He's just a figment of your imagination. That's what you have to tell yourself whenever you think you see him.
Can I learn harpooning first?
We'll get a book and we'll learn together.
That's all right. Maybe I'm too old for whales.
How about a bedtime story, Skipper?
You're not there.
I'm not.
You're just a fig of my imagination.
Figment.
Figment.
Good night, lad.
Blast.
Must I lose the lad as well?
There's no one there. No one. You're just a product of my imagination. It's the atmosphere, the sea, fog, that portrait.
Is it, madam? Is it?
Why can't I convince myself you're not there?
Oh, it's you. Anything wrong?
Oh, no, Martha. Everything's all right. Dr. McNally, please. Mrs. Muir calling. It's urgent.
Hello, Mrs. Muir. How are you?
Dr. McNally, I've done everything you said, but it's no good. There is a ghost here.
At last, you've come to your senses.
Now, Mrs. Muir, try to remember everything we discussed here in the office.
I have tried. It doesn't work.
Look, Mrs. Muir, I'll be coming your way on a fishing trip. Perhaps I could stop by and spend a little time with you.
Perfect. I look forward to seeing you, Doctor. Yes, and Doctor, I feel better already just talking to you.
Bye.
Night.
Ha.
I can't think when I've looked forward to company so much.
Marvelous dinner. But I'm afraid I've overdone it. Too many helpings of that lobster Newburg. And this 100-year-old brandy's hard to resist.
Oh, you saved the week for Martha. She doesn't get much chance to show off out here.
Charming house. I can understand your feeling for it. Ah, and this is Captain Gregg. Strong face, compelling eyes. But, fascinating though the captain may be, I think it's time he was relegated to the attic.
Oh, Doctor, I wouldn't touch that.
Suddenly got kind of chilly in here.
Well, I'll put on another log.
Oh, no, let me.
I think we better go outside.
No, I think it's a damper. I'll fix it.
No, don't touch it. Better.
No, I think I've got my hand caught in the damper.
Let me see if I can help you. Does it hurt?
No, but it's a little warm. I'm not on fire, am I?
Hey, Mom. What are you doing?
Tell Martha to go get water quick.
Hey, Martha, man the pumps! Fire amidships! Mommy, he's smoking.
Watch it. Watch it coming through. Out of the way. Watch it now. Oh, Scruffy, watch it. On the log. All right. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, sorry. You needed to be basted. You were beginning to barbecue.
Doctor, you all right?
His fats are steaming.
Outside of that, I'm all right. Well, if you excuse me, I'll go up and put on something a little cooler.
Come on, children. Bedtime.
I want to apologize for being so clumsy.
It wasn't you, it was Captain Gregg.
Mrs. Muir, didn't we agree that the captain was only a figment of your imagination?
It wasn't my imagination that burned you.
Wasn't a ghost either. I sat on that log without any help from anyone.
Why do you think your hand got caught in the damper?
Because I was stupid and I put it there.
He was very cooperative.
Why don't you say that to his face? Show yourself, let him see you.
No, this is so much more amusing. He's so positive I'm not here.
Dr. McNally, he is standing, laughing at us right there.
Mrs. Muir, I know that the captain seems real to you.
He is real.
You don't want to believe that, do you?
McNally, I am looking at him right now. You blasted scurvy.
You're a lady.
Say it. Don't keep things bottled up inside you.
Son of a sea serpent.
Mrs. Muir.
Now, don't you feel better?
I certainly do.
See, it's healthy to get things out in the open. Don't be afraid. We'll get rid of the ghost together. You're not alone, Carolyn.
Since when have you been on a first-name basis?
Carolyn, would you like to take a walk along the beach before you turn in?
I'd love to, Ryan.
Not tonight, Ryan.
Oh. Excuse me. Suddenly, I don't seem to be able to keep my eyes open. I'm afraid I'm not up to a walk now. Which way is the house?
This way.
I don't know what came over me.
I do.
Welcome aboard, Ryan.
Too much lobster, Newberg. I'm not well. Ryan. Why don't you stay in your picture frame where you belong? Ghosts are figments of the imagination. Ghosts are figments of the imagination. Ghosts are figments of the imagination. Ghosts are...
Ahoy there!
Oh, good morning.
Did you sleep well?
Yes. Now, to be perfectly frank, Mrs. Muir, we've got to have a talk.
Well, how about some breakfast first?
No, I'm still a little seasick.
Seasick?
I saw it. As fantastic as this may sound, ghosts do exist.
Then I wasn't imagining things.
No, I've got to get right back to town and report this house to the Psychic Phenomena Research Committee.
You can't do that.
Hey.
Well, that's privileged information.
Oh, no, our discussions are privileged, but not this house. I want that committee to get down here and investigate.
Oh, no, just stop. Now, wait, clear your thinking. Now, you said yourself that we're all victims of delusion at times.
Yes, I know what I saw. Now, listen, you were right. This house is haunted.
No, you were right. It was all in my imagination.
No, that fiend was in my room all night.
I'm going to have Martha get you a nice cup of tea. Things are always worse on an empty stomach. Now, why don't you just come over here and sit down? You're going to feel fine. I'll be right back.
I got to get home to my analyst.
Martha, please fix Dr. McNally dry toast and tea.
I fixed him cream kippers and popovers.
Freeze them.
When is that blasted wharf rat shoving off?
It's one thing convincing me you exist, but now you've convinced Dr. McNally.
Believe me, it wasn't easy. It took half the night.
Why? Why did you do it?
Because he was denying me in my own house. Also, I didn't like the way you were smiling at him. Maybe over 100 years, but I still remember what goes on in a man's mind when a beautiful woman smiles at him.
Do you?
Haven't we got something else to discuss?
Yes. He intends to report you to the Psychic Phenomena Committee.
Oh, what trouble you've brought inviting him here.
I didn't haunt him.
Oh, don't apologize, my dear. I'll see if I can save the day for you. Hello?
Hello.
Is Mrs. Muir about?
Well, she'll be back in a minute.
Oh, good. I've got some lobsters for her. I had a good catch. Are you up from town for the weekend?
I'm going back today.
That's too bad. It's a wonderful old house, isn't it?
Obviously, you've never spent a night here.
Oh, but I have. I've known every family that lived here.
Living and dead.
She's been telling you ghost stories, hasn't she?
She didn't have to. I met the captain.
The captain? You know, I've been told I look rather like him.
I don't see it.
Oh. I thought I'd met him myself one night, after several helpings of lobster Newberg.
Lobster Newberg?
Yes, Martha's company special. And I drank too much of that 100-year-old brandy, absolutely lethal combination. I dreamed I was on board his ship. I even heard the winches and the rigging. Next day, I looked greener than you do now.
Strange. I had the same experience.
There's a lot of sway in these old timbers. Up there in a stout wind, you'd swear you were under sail.
I can still see that hideous face.
Hideous.
Hideous!
Let's consider what really happened last night. You came here expecting to see a ghost. Perhaps even hoping to see one. Isn't that right?
No, I came here to reassure Mrs. Muir.
Consciously you did. But what about your subconscious?
You mean subconsciously? I wanted to be reassured myself?
What do you think?
Well, I don't know. It's possible.
Did Mrs. Muir ever talk about the captain?
Well, she said he was present.
And the suggestion took root.
Maybe it did.
Oh, it's easy to fall under the spell of an old house. A board creaks, it sounds like a footstep. The wind howls, it seems like a cry. We sleep. A ship pitches under us. Is a ghost transporting us? Or are we dreaming? Since logic tells us there are no ghosts, the only alternative is for us to search our own thinking.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. I'm a classic case of self-delusion. Thank you, Doctor.
Dear fisherman.
My own analyst couldn't have done better. I feel quite myself again.
Good. Will you tell Mrs. Muir that Danny left some lobsters?
Yes, of course. Thank you, Danny. Danny? Did you see him?
See who?
Well, you just missed him. He left these lobsters for you. You know, I'd have gone back to town and made an awful fool of myself if it hadn't been for him.
Well, who brought the lobsters?
A fisherman named Danny.
Danny?
Yeah, that's right. He really straightened me out about ghosts.
Well, he's the man who can do it.
You know, the next time you think you see the captain, you'd do better to consult Danny than me.
He'll be delighted to know you said that.
I never met anyone quite like him.
Neither have I.
It's all been very interesting, Mrs. Muir. In fact, it's been a most informative 24 hours. And I want to thank you for putting up with me.
Oh, thank you for putting up with me.
I'll tell Dr. Mead that you're dismissed.
You mean I'm completely normal?
Well, if writers were completely normal, there wouldn't be any literature. Bye, Carolyn.
Bye. Well, you certainly made an impression upon Dr. McNally.
Not I, dear lady. It was Danny, a poor but honest fisherman.
You and I and Danny have to agree upon one thing. No more haunting my guests, ever. Is that clearly understood?
Can't hear you. You're not there. You're just a figment of my imagination. There's no such thing as humans. You're just a delusion. A very dear delusion.